Okay, so in this question, we're multiplying in base 12 right here. So how is that gonna work? So I'm gonna put, we got a 2, I'm just gonna bring it down here, 2, 4, 2, 3. And we're multiplying. So now those commas, as it says right here, you will need a comma between each place value. So because in base 12, you can have numbers in one spot as high as an 11. I think I'll show one of those in a minute, and right after I do this one. I'll do 2. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna do 2 comma 4 times 11 also. I'm gonna do both those problems. See, because you can have an 11 that's only in one spot. You might think, no, 11's 2 spots. Well, remember, in base 12, you're never going to see a 12 or more in one spot, but you will see an 11 or maybe even a 10 in one spot. You think, well, how do you know that's one spot? Because maybe that's 1 comma 1, right? If they wrote 1 comma 1, that would be different than 11 in a single spot, because that'd be a 1 in the second place and a 1 in the first place. If I just write 1, 1 with no comma between, that's all in the first place. I'll do that problem in a second. So let's start right here. And we're going to take this 3 times 4. And of course, 3 times 4 is 12. But in base 12, you're never going to have a 12 in one spot. What are you going to do? You're going to say, how many 12s is that plus how many extra? So that's a single 12 and no extras. So in base 12, 12 becomes 1-0. Is that making sense? I know that's the tricky part. So whenever you want to take a number like 12 or 13, if we had say we had 14, that would be 12 and 2 more. So it would be a single 12. And here we actually, you know what? I'm going to confuse you with that example. What if it was 15? What if we had the number 15? That would be 12 and 3 more, which would be a single 12 and 3 more in base 12. Are you getting it now? If you had 15 and you had to convert to base 12, you'd say how many 12s and how many extra? 1 12 and 3 extra, 13 in base 12. If you have the number 12, you want to convert it to base 12. It's a single 12 and no more. It's 1-0. So it's going to be 1-0. Keep the commas here. All right, get rid of this so we didn't have to convert that. Next one, I'm going to take 3 times 2 is 6. Add 1, this is because you add that, remember, from normal multiplication. 3 times 2 is 6, add 1 is 7. So 7 we can just write. You know, as long as the number's not 12 or more, you can just write it. It's just 7. Okay, so that guy's all done. Now it's this guy's turn. Now we're going to start with a 0 here, because he's not just a 2, he's a 20. He's one place over, so add a 0. Anything he multiplies is going to have a 0 at the back, right? You know, if I take 20, for example, and I multiply by 3, I had 3 $20 bills, I have $60. There's automatically a 0 at the back. You go 3 times 2 and throw a 0 at the back, right? That's my point, is whenever you're multiplying by this 2, which is in the second place, you're going to add a 0 because it's really a 20. So here we go. 2 times 4 is 8, and I can just write the 8. Again, it's only a problem if it's 12 or more. That's when you need to convert. Like over here, I had to convert the 12 to be 1-0, 112, and no more. Okay, next, 2 times 2 is 4. We don't need to add that one. That was the first step. 2 times 2 is 4. And that's it. Now we can add these up. Do that. Start right here. 0 and 0 is 0. 7 and 8, and put a comma right there. 7 and 8 is 15. Whoa, hold on. Can't put a 15, right? Anytime you get an answer 12 or more in base 12 in one spot, that 15 can't be in one spot. Well, let's change it. So 15, how do you change to base 12? You say how many 12s and how many more? It's a single 12 and 3 more. We just did that one a minute ago, didn't we? Here it is again, right? 15 becomes 13 base 12. Do you see that? Because when you take that, 7 and 8 makes 15. You got to say how many 12s and how many more? A single 12 and 3 more. That's 1, 3. So cross this out. It's 1 into the next spot, 3 in this spot, comma, next spot, 1 and 4 makes 5. So it's 530, which is indeed what it says right here, 5, comma, 3, comma, 0. See how that happened? 7 and 8 made 15, but 15, you've got to change it. You got to say how many 12s and how many more. It's a single 12 and 3 more. So 1, 3. That 15's crossed out. It becomes 1, 3. 1 into the next column with the comma. 1 and 4 makes 5. Okay, so let me show this now. I think that's important too. Let me go to the next page and I'll show that as well. So this is going to be, what is it? 2 comma 4 times 11. Yeah, because you could get that problem. 2 comma 4 times 11. How would you do that one? Again, we're in base 12. So again, this 11 is in one spot. There's no comma here. In base 12, we separate place value from place value with commas. So the whole 11 is in one spot. You can have that. Anything less than 12, you can have in one spot. You can have an 11 or you can have a 10 in one spot. So here we go. 11 times 4, we know that's 44. But we can't go 44 like that. We got to convert that to base 12. Well, how do we do that? Well, how many 12s is that? Take your calculator out, start adding. 12, 12, 12, that's 36. And I think that leaves 8 more, if my math is right, 20. Yeah, so that's, in other words, 3 groups of 12 and 8 more in base 12. It becomes 3, comma 8 in base 12. You see what I just did there? One more time. 11 times 4 made 44, but then you've got to convert that. Anything 12 or more must be converted to base 12. How do you do it? You start adding up 12s until you're just below the numbers. So 3 12s, and then just subtract that in your calculator. Just take 44 minus 12 minus 12 minus 12, and you'll get 8. 8 left over. So 12, 12, 12, 36, and 8 more. That is 44. So that's 3 12s and 8 left over. So that becomes 3, there's the comma, 8. It's 3, 8. 44 is 3, 8. All right, next spot, 11 times 2, add the 3. So 11 times 2, add the 3. It's kind of a scribbly 3. What's that, 22 and 3, that's 25. But I can't go 25. What do you got to do? You got to convert it. It goes to, so how many 12s is that? 2 12s and 1 more. 2 12s and 1 more. It's 2 1 in base 12. Do you see that? So 11 times 2, 22, add 3, 25. Then you got to convert that. So I'll just say convert. This right here also was convert. It's always what we're doing. We're converting. So 2 12s is 24 and 1 more is 25. So 2 12s, comma, I should put a comma there. 1 more, it's 2 comma 1. So it's 2 comma 1, like that. Those are 2 spots separated by commas, because in the base 12 system, you always separate place from place with commas. It's 2 12s, 1 more. So our answer to this would be 2 comma 1 comma 8. That's how we would do that. And so there's a couple good examples to help you.